Hey there, Rocketeers. It is time for a comic book Thursday. I feel like I'm really far away from you guys. Let's just, there we go. Let's look at my pretty face. All right. So gorgeous. Anywho, comic book Thursday. We are looking at volume 1 of Silk because we left off after volume 0, and now I gotta tell you what happened. All right, now let's jump straight into it. Got some new artwork here, lookingbomb.com. All right. Where did we leave off last time? Well, Silk found her brother recently. She's been searching for her family, but has only been able to find her brother, who was involved in a gang, and they didn't give that much information, but she found him. She's also working for the Daily Bugle. She fought Black Cat a lot, and she's still on the mission to find her family and what happened and kind of cure her powers, so she doesn't have to really deal with them. But in the meantime, she's using her powers to help her cause. I don't know, same thing everybody else does. So this one happens to start out, Silk, aka Cindy Moon, is fighting the Goblin Nation. Like this is all about the Goblin Nation and the Goblin King. Like this whole comic book. Bam. Get into it. So she is fighting Goblin Nation and taking back a lot of the tech that they stole from other locations. And when she gets the tech, she returns it back to her boss. And who is she working for? None other than Black Cat. What the heck happened? It said, a side note, I'm bad now. I forgot to tell you, I am now a bad guy. And I said, what the what? So at the end of volume 0, Cindy was offered the opportunity to work for Black Cat. It looks as though she thought about it and she said, yes sir. So she's fighting Goblin Nation. She's stealing stolen tech and she's giving it on over to Black Cat. She's not sure why or what it's used for, but she's making it work. All right. Ugh, bugs. Ugh. It's not summer anymore, but it sure does feel like it. I'm not appreciative. She's also still working at the Daily Bugle, where this like nerd guy right here keeps like trying to go on dates with her, but nobody remembers what his name is. But I think he's a cutie and he's trying his best. Anywho, moving right along, she finds out a little bit more about what's up with her brother. The gang he was involved in was actually the Goblin Nation. He was a part of the Goblin Nation. He's not really sure how he got up in there, so she has taken it upon herself to find out more about the Goblin Nation, and what's the perfect way to do that but to work for Black Cat. So basically all of her jobs are covers for things that she is trying to figure out, okay? While she's running all around, this guy, this weird skeleton-y guy right here, has been kind of following, watching her, being a little creepy. And there's a whole lot of cameos up in this comic book. She gets into a fight with none other than Mockingbird. Look at that. Yeah, she fights the crap out of her. And let me tell you, J. Jonah Jameson sees all of these photos from fights, and he writes all these stories, and he still is on Silk's side. Like, you know how everything Peter Parker does, he's like, catch the Spider-Man, he's a menace, like, get that Spider-Man, he's rude. Well, everything Silk does is the opposite. He's like, I love Silk, Mockingbird must be a bad guy now because Silk just fought her, I don't know what's up. So anywho, moving forward, she's fighting Goblin Nation, she's working, and then surpresa, she's actually working for S.H.I.E.L.D. and Mockingbird right there. They staged the fight between them and to kind of sell the fact that she's now on Black Cat's side. But she's actually working for S.H.I.E.L.D. to get some dirt on Black Cat and kind of bring some folks down they've been trying to bring down for some time. Now, they also are showing you a whole lot of this wonderful serum right here that creates the Goblin Nation, basically. So Goblin King over here is creating his whole army of goblins by injecting them with that green junk. That's what I call it. And creating humble servants who will fight for him. Now, Black Cat is on a mission to destroy them, and she has her handy right-hand man, who is Killer Strike. Right there, I'm not a fan. I don't like him. Don't like his costume. Don't like his face. Don't like his attitude. Don't like any of that. Cut 2. Cindy Moon is at work and receives, bam, a letter that is addressed to Silk. So somebody clearly knows her identity, has sent her a letter at work, and the only thing inside that letter was a location. So clearly it's a setup, but what else can she do? She has to find out who knows her identity. So she follows the map and she ends up in a secret lair for the Goblin Nation. It's underground, it's in the sewers, and she finds they have a ton of little goblin children over here where they have taken like orphans and runaways and have created kind of a goblin army out of children, which is ridiculous. While she's spying on them, she actually falls through the grate and all these goblins attack her. They're all trying to get her, and skeleton guy over here busts in. She's like, what the what? And saves her. So it turns out he's the one who sent the letter. He just kind of wanted to guide her in the correct direction, and he's also keeping a lookout for her to keep her safe. But we don't know much about this guy yet, so he's just a skeleton guy. So let's kind of backtrack. She's working like 3 jobs right now. Not only is she working for Daily Bugle to try and help find her family, she's also working for Black Cat to fight Goblin Nation and find out more about them, find out how her brother got mixed up in all of that. And she's also working undercover for S.H.I.E.L.D. under Mockingbird and also Spider-Woman. Yes. So she's a little tired. She's getting a little sleepy. She's slacking a little bit. She's stressed out, whatever. So back to working for Black Cat, stealing tech, and she tells Black Cat about the underground Goblin Nation situation. All right. Meanwhile, over at the Daily Bugle, J. Jonah Jameson is not too happy because the whole story about Silk going bad has been ignored. And you know who else is unhappy? Bam, Peter Parker, because his tech was stolen in the whole stealing tech situation. He's like, hold check, Silk went bad? What's this about? So of course, Silk and Spider-Man have a whole heart-to-heart. She explains she's undercover, and he's extremely worried about her. He's like, you didn't tell me about this. You didn't allow me to look out for you. I could have helped you out. And she's like, I can do stuff by myself, Peter. I'm an independent woman. But she also feels bad for having like arguments with him because after being in a bunker for 10 years, she's not very good with communication. So she's feeling very bad about it. But also, Peter does help her by staging a couple of Spider-Man Silk fights. Bam, bam. So that she can look better for Black Cat. And so we carry on and carry on. Throughout this whole thing, she is still seeing Dr. Sinclair. It turns out it might not be anxiety. She might have a lot of pent-up anger issues, as somebody would if their parents had suddenly disappeared and their brother was drafted into a weird goblin gang and all that jazz. So she's got some anger issues. Black Cat decides, you know what? Let's follow your lead on the Goblin Nation. You and Killer Strike, go down there, check out what's going on with those goblin fools. So they go in, they find this big old castle looking thing, which is actually like a practice arena. They are practicing, battling, getting ready, building their army, and of course Killer Strike pushes Silk into the arena and runs away. He's like, forget you, I never liked you anyways. Black Cat only needs me. on her side. So pushes her in, assumes she's dead at that point, goes back to Black Cat, tells her Silk ran away. She clearly doesn't have it cut out for all this, but I did find the Goblin Nation, so whatever. What really goes on is old skeleton guy shows up again, beats up some folks and tries to save her. He gets kind of captured while she escapes, but he's kind of a ghost thing, so he disappears and zaps in different places, so he actually isn't captured. She escapes to other parts of the sewer. She doesn't actually make it out. And the goblins find her and give her the serum, and she is now a goblin Silk. Like, how annoying. After Goblin King asked her to join, she said no. So why not create my own goblin Silk? And use her against my enemies, which is Black Cat, #1 enemy right now. So everybody's a little upset with Cindy right now because she has disappeared. Mockingbird is searching for her. Her friends from work are wondering why she's not at the bar. Black Cat is like, whoa, did she ditch me? She is gone. So Goblin King is sicking his new creation after Black Cat. And she is hideous. Blah. Hail Goblin King. So, sends her after Black Cat. What happens? She swings through the window. She beats the crap out of Killer Strike. And then she heads for Black Cat. But, y'all don't underestimate Black Cat. She beats the crap out of her. Like, no problems whatsoever. Y'all thought you had a friend. You did not. She beat the living crap out of her. And after she beat the crap out of her, she then injects her with a new blue serum right there that she got right there. Bam. And she turns back into her old silky self, okay? Turns out Black Cat has created an antidote for the goblin serum. Oh, snap. Then she proceeds, Black Cat proceeds to beat up Killer Strike. Again, he was already beat up a little bit. She beats him up again. Everyone's like, what's going on here? She was like, well, I sent Killer Strike and Silk onto the Goblin Nation for a couple of reasons. I wanted to hit a few birds with just one stone. I wanted to see if Killer Strike was actually on my side or if he was going to backstab us all. So I sent him down there with Silk to see what was up. Also, I wanted to see if this antidote worked, so I figured Silk or somebody was going to get injected with this goblin serum. So now we're ready to burn Goblin Nation to the ground. She's ready. She's all about it. So she grabs Silk. She takes her down into Goblin Nation secret sewer layer, and she sets off a smoke bomb that has just like the antidote in it. So literally everyone just turns into people, and she won. She ruined the Goblin Nation. And then she says, you know what, Silk? You really want to be on my team? You want to prove yourself? Kill Goblin King. I need you to go ahead and just murder this guy. Like, kill him. And so Silk says, okay. She holds him over. She beats him up for a while. She holds him over the edge of the top of like this castle thing they've got going on. She drops him right on off down here, all the way down. And Black Cat is pleased. What Black Cat did not know is that Silk had a plan for him, so he actually landed safely and is in the custody of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Mockingbird was told this entire story by Silk and felt a little bit concerned. Like, you had no problems throwing this man off this building. Did you even know that he was going to be safe when he landed? And she was like, yeah, duh, of course. And she's like, I don't know, you seemed a little angry. And Silk kind of lashes out. Bam. Mockingbird wanted to take her off the case, and she said, no, there's no way. And she lashes out towards a lot of people. It's Peter, it's Mockingbird. She's lashing out towards Black Cat. She's dropping people off of buildings. Dr. Sinclair was like, look, you might need to work on these anger issues. And she's like, I'm not angry. That's like me when I'm hungry. Like when I'm hangry, I'm just like, I'm not angry, feed me. I don't make that face though. That's not, I try to hide it a little. But anywho, so they have old Goblin King under arrest. And here we go. We see a Spider Woman and Mockingbird. They've got him. He's like, I'm gonna get Silk if it's the last effing thing I do, you know? And that's kind of where we leave off. It just kind of ends with Silk having these anger issues that she's dealing with. Goblin King is in custody. Black Cat thinks that Cindy Moon, or well, Silk rather, thinks that Silk is 100% on her side and has killed the Goblin King. And I don't know, she's also just working for S.H.I.E.L.D. Mockingbird and Spider Woman are concerned about her. She's chilling with her co-workers. And she's still trying to find out more about what happened to her brother because he can't remember. So, I mean, that's basically volume 1. I have volume 2. I'm going to read it soon. It might not be my next video. I think I'm going to try and read Thanos for my next video. But I guess you will see next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. This was an amazing comic book. I really suggest that you read it yourself. There's a lot of stuff, again, that I left out, and it's way more exciting if you read it yourself. The artwork is phenomenal. I haven't seen not one freaking panel that wasn't amazing. Great artwork, great writing. I love it. You love it. Have a great Thursday. Thank you guys for joining me.